Shit. Wait, hold on. Hello and welcome to First Reformed Take the Baseball podcast. I am your co-host, Mike, with the host, Ryan, although I lead the show off. It's kind of a thing we do. And this is a self-care podcast now. I am talking in ASMR voice, and I believe I've calibrated my microphone for that. And I have Radiohead playing. Ryan, have I explained the new mindset to you at all? I don't believe I have. I think I posted it to the other Discord.
I also wasn't aware I was the host of this show, but...
Well, I'd like to think you're the host of the baseball one, Seth is the host of the NBA one, Mike if we ever did a soccer, fine. Although I wouldn't do the soccer one, because I don't care enough. You would probably be the co-host of the soccer one.
Yeah, me and Mike could probably do... We'll probably do an Arsenal episode when they get bounced from the Champions League in the semis.
That's gonna be okay. Kavara will... I don't know.
I don't know. But, so I asked you if we had a rubric or what we were doing today, other than, like, the MLB TV thing, and then you said, this is all about self-care now, I'll explain on the pod. And that was all you said.
I had a day, really a pretty normal day, but we're doing a project on Egypt, and 11-year-old glitter bombing me. I messed up my microphone. I'm in terror. Oh my god.
I can hear you.
We're back. Can you hear me? Okay. Anyway, so I got like glitter bombed all day, and I just ended up with the worst headache in the world, from 12 to 3. So one, I've brought back lying down with a cloth on your head. We're bringing that back, and that went well. And then I just watched the Red Sox beat the Blue Jays in 10, which was pretty cool.
It was a good ending.
Trevor Story, like...
Yeah, almost grounded into a double play and then still got mobbed because he technically hit a walk-off.
And then they also missed the ice bucket after he missed it. But I actually think Hamilton would have been safe anyway because he's fast enough. But
yeah,
I've decided baseball is self-care. I'm also, the last thing I'll say about my life is I'm going to get in one of those deprivation tanks over break. I've decided to try that, where you float around in ice.
That seems... I'm open to that. I think the chances of having a panic attack in there are somewhat high.
They're non-zero.
I would take the chance.
But I decide baseball is also self-care. Watching a baseball game is self-care. But we have to determine which broadcast is the best, because some of them are not good. And this is the famed MLB TV Power Rankings episode, which, given how long my intro has been, I have suspicions we will do 3 of these.
Okay.
And I wouldn't hate that, but we're going to try to get through the NL today. And let's pull up do you have the rubric? Because I think I had 5 things on it.
Yeah, here. You said announcers, aesthetics/presentation, ballpark/atmosphere, team performance, and players. Sort of in that order. Yeah.
Yeah. And our tiers are pretty standard.
Yeah, I have my full list for the National League.
I don't have any list.
Okay.
But where there's going to be a bit of arguing.
Yeah.
I think we can start with one or two.
My number 3rd ranked is going to piss you off for sure.
Well,
but other than that, I think we're probably going to mostly agree. How do you want to do this? Do you want to go by division, or do you want to start with the hell tier?
I think maybe we start with our top one. I would like, maybe we go back and forth. Maybe we go back and forth picking.
Okay, we could do that.
We've done that before. I will pick. I'll let you pick first, because I think we agree on the first one.
Yeah, I'm almost certainly always agree, because it is just head and shoulders,
like easily the best one.
Yeah,
easily.
It's like really not close at all.
There's kind of a debate that they're the only S.
Yeah, they're for sure the only S. Like Gary, Keith, and Ron, incredible announcer combo. But the director of the show, whose name I think is John, it's something in Italian, like DiMarcio or something. He is truly experimenting with the form. He's
They
he's
are
the only
funny.
one.
They're
He's the
good.
only one doing shit. Like they're it's crazy. Like it's an actual like cinematic experience. Uh, like it's beautiful, and like it's the only broadcast that is able to correctly present a play at the plate where on like a sacrifice fly or a double in the gap where you can see both the fielder and the runner the whole time because they'll either do a split screen or they'll
Yep.
do like that like wipe thing where like it's just amazing. Like just look up any Mets highlight and you're like, "Oh, this is just like you're watching a movie." And every other team is still stuck in like the 90s where they seem to operate as if they only have like two cameras. Like no one else is doing it like them at all.
I would describe it as what Manning Cast wants to be in some ways, like in that they're actually fun to listen to for
Yeah.
me.
And
And so,
it's one of the few maybe one of like three broadcasts in the entire league where um if it's a blowout, it's must watch television
yeah,
because Gary,
it's
Keith,
the
and Ron are
blowouts are
just going
good.
to absolutely wild out.
Then I also think City Field is decent. Like City Field's not my favorite ballpark, but it's good. And
Yeah,
the
I
Mets are
liked it.
fun to watch right now.
Yeah,
Anyway,
they have Juan Soto and Lindor, and uh, they have a weird pitching staff right now that I love. Like Tyler
yeah,
McGill is one of my new favorite guys. David Peterson is always just kind of being like a weird
David
lefty,
Peterson's cool.
and they've got Kodai with the fork ball.
Yep. So I
So
mean,
there's a
it
lot of good stuff
really
there.
probably my most watched team over the last 3 years. I mean, the Dodgers were up there, and the next team I'm going to pick is up there. And the Red Sox, honestly, the Red Sox might not have been up there until this year because it was so miserable to watch them for like 5 years. Um, so yeah, Mets number one. I don't think there's much more to say on the Mets. They're easy for me. I'm
Yeah,
gonna go with
I am excited to see what their weird pervert thing this year that happens because last year it was the Grimace stuff,
yeah.
which was so good. Like the pans to the like shots of fans in the crowd wearing the Grimace costumes, especially when something bad was happening on the field, was it's so good.
I don't know. The summer, I think, well, I don't even, I can't get into politically what I think is going to happen this summer, but I think everything's going to get really weird at some
Yeah.
point in June, and the Mets fans will have fun with it. They're all going to wear Luigi hats or something. I don't know. It's going to be good. I'm going to pick number two. I had them in S. I'm going to put them in A and keep the Mets alone. It's going to depend. I think we're going to have the issue where one team in S doesn't make sense and
Okay.
looks weird, and we might make like a separate tier, might break it down. I want to pick this one before you do. I have the Padres
Yeah,
easily.
that's my number two as
Yeah, I
well.
have them easily number two.
And
So
my opinion also is that they're the only one in the A tier.
yeah, that's why I think we can put them both in the S tier then, honestly, and then just I think we still rank these. So it's the
Because
Mets since they're left, they're closer
yeah,
because we're
that's fair.
leftist.
But then I have like let's see, I've got five in B tier, I have four in C tier, and then I have four in Hell tier for the National League. So it in terms of my rankings, it works out well.
Okay, well we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna keep them in S for now because
Okay.
Don Orsillo's my boy.
Yeah.
And obviously, I mean, there's a whole contingent of us who just kind of became Pods fans in the mid tens, from Boston.
Of Red Sox fans, yeah.
Yeah, there's a real contingent of like Padre Red Sox
What
fans.
year did they ice him out?
I want to say 2014. I'm gonna look that up now. Don, I think it was 2014. It was when I was in college, but that doesn't really narrow it down.
His first year with the Padres was 2016.
Okay, well,
Oh
so
yeah,
that might
20,
mean they iced him out in
2015 was his last
2015.
year. Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
One
yeah,
of the
there's a whole
weirdest things a
contingent of us.
baseball team has done in the last decade. Just
I
like an insane move.
genuinely, I don't understand Red Sox brass at all.
Yeah, like he
It's
grew
such
up,
an
his
inside
lifelong
politic
dream
thing.
was to be the Red Sox play-by-play
Oh,
guy.
I'll say
And like
Ursillo
he
was a Rhode Islander too.
I think
He
that's
might have
right.
been. I think he was from Warwick or something. But yeah, I mean, and the Red Sox guy, we'll get to the Red Sox, is decent. But the fact that I'm blanking on his name, even though I know it, I blank on names constantly. Um, yeah, I mean, it's just like, I don't even want to say the diet soda because diet soda is good now, but it's the worst version, like
Yeah,
significantly off-brand Orsillo. Orsillo's fun. The Padres are fun to watch, obviously. The
yeah.
colors are great. Military Night sucks, but I don't feel
I
like
know
I've watched
the
one in
military
forever.
the military Sunday is really
Are they
sucks.
still doing that? I
Yep,
feel, yeah, I
it's
never watch a
still
Sunday
happening.
game. Let's say
It
I'm
sucks.
boycotting it.
It sucks for me in particular because like Sunday games are one of the easier ones for me to get to. Like I'm gonna go to the game on Sunday, and you just have to watch them where the just hideous like
Easily the worst of the ones they have.
even if you just remove the context of like what the
Yeah.
military in this country is like, it just looks horrendous. And then every half inning they're doing a tribute to a dead soldier's family, and like people are just crying on the jumbotron. Like it's just a really bizarre experience, especially in the stadium. But other than that, it's
Especially
an
for the
incredible baseball
city,
team.
but
When they're wearing the City Connects on Friday night, like
I like
and
this.
Tatis just hits a no doubter, like it's one of the best things you can watch on your TV.
Cool
Um,
stadium. They get kind of they don't get as weird as the Mets, but I feel like they have fun with it and do
yeah, they sell out
crowd
every single
shots.
night. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like
I
they're
mean,
they're
that's what
selling out like
happens when you
Wednesday
yeah.
day games. It's
Yeah.
awesome. Whoa, the Phillies broadcast just completely switched home or the center field camera shot. It's at a completely different angle now.
Would you like to rank the Phillies?
Okay, so the Phillies are in a group. I have the Dodgers, Cubs, Braves, and Phillies as a group where they're good teams that I hate for different reasons, and I think that they're all kind of in the C tier for that reason.
I could put the Phillies in the C tier
I
as
really hate
well.
I really hate the score bug that they switched to this year. The font looks so stupid. I really can't get over it. I'm watching the Phillies broadcast of this Phillies Braves game right now, and it just sucks. But it's marginally better than the FanDuel score bug, which, by the way, like FanDuel taking over for Bally Sports but keeping the score bug is just one of the great crimes of the last year, I would say.
I'm adding a D tier
Okay.
because we're gonna need it, I'm
Okay.
realizing. We're gonna need the differentiation. I'll fix the colors later. But I'm
Should I
keeping
reveal
C
my
tier.
insanely hot take? Because I don't
Uh,
really have much to say about the
is it a
Phillies.
Phillies tier? I mean, is it a
No.
Phillies take? I just want to say about the Phillies that I almost never voluntarily take the Phillies feed when I'm going to a Phillies
Yeah.
game. So that's why that is the clump of C tier for me
Yeah.
is I'm probably not going on your feed, but I'm not actively running away from you.
Yeah.
So
Because like the Philly games at home, like the pinstripe jerseys look cool. That's a good stadium. It's usually packed. Like they're going nuts. Like they have a lot of fun players. I can't do it with Philadelphia sports. The fan base
um
for all their sports is just absolutely miserable. They've had so much success in the last decade, and they still pretend
no,
that
they're the
they're like,
most tortured.
yeah, it sucks.
I mean, Philly
Um,
is whatever. I mean, the basketball is very funny. How
yeah.
bad it's been. They have suffered there. No, it's me. It's me to draft, right?
Okay.
I want you to reveal. I want to go back and forth. Can we put the Rockies in hell?
Nope. So this is actually,
Oh, this is
I
it.
was gonna put them in the A tier.
Why? I mean,
Uh,
okay. Has it gotten better?
they're one of the teams that's on like the MLB owned broadcast now. Kyle Schwarber home run. That's good for
Yup, the
me.
whole thing.
So
Bally. Is it Bally?
I like the MLB TV score bug. I think it's good. I think the Rockies just as a project are very fascinating to me because they're just like
It's
in
fair.
this really bizarre stasis where uh they have one of the three worst owners in the sport, I would say. They don't have an analytics department, and everyone in charge of baseball decisions is related to Dick Monfort in some way or another. So it's just like a top to bottom nepotism operation. Bud Black, I think, is like the third longest tenured MLB manager, and
He's been around forever.
and like he has like no winning season. It's just absolutely baffling, everything they've got going on there. But I love their jerseys.
I like their jerseys. I
Whenever
will
they're
say I forgot about the Coors Field effect.
Yeah, because
Is a reason I watch players there.
when the Rockies are on the road, you don't want to watch them because
No, God, no.
they're just
No.
a pumpkin team. But
I would
when
never
they're at
watch a
home-
Rockies broadcast on the road.
Yeah, when they're at home, it's every game at Coors is interesting in one way or another. So today they were playing the Brewers. It was like 1-1 in the sixth inning, and then it ended 7-2. It was 1-1 going into the bottom of the seventh, and it ended 7-2. Like the game is just never over. There's always weird shit happening. Coors is a beautiful stadium. They have a
nice stadium.
They have a really good camera angle for the batter pitcher matchup.
Oh my God, no! I'm also forgetting the Dinger incident.
Yeah,
too.
a classic.
Yeah, it's gonna be
maybe the most Curb Your Enthusiasm thing to happen in baseball in like the last 5 years. Yeah,
almost
so
canceled my fantasy league.
I'm a big Rockies defender because I always just have their hitters in fantasy. So I'm like Brenton Doyle is fun. Like they have players that are fun to watch but have zero swag. Like Brenton Doyle, Ezekiel Tovar, Ryan McMahon. They're all like fun to watch, but they have zero swag. Like absolutely none.
I used to watch so many Ubaldo Jimenez starts. He was my guy in the late 2000s. So, and he's still like kind of the Rockies' best former pitcher, which is stupid.
Yes,
but
either him or like I guess No, he's their
they had some guy
leader in WAR. Herman Marquez has been good.
Marquez,
he's been hurt forever. I guess Marquez is only 0.3 WAR away from passing Jimenez.
Well, there we go. I think for this list, a lot of it is also like how likely would I be to watch your feed as an away team? Because like I'd switch on the Mets in the pods. Obviously, I'd never switch on the Rockies away, which is why I'm going to keep them in B.
That's fair.
But I would put them above the Phillies because the Phillies, I have no interest in their broadcast. I'm sorry if it's good. Yeah. I don't care. And then D and Hell are like I'm actively avoiding.
Yeah.
B and C are more towards like home away. Do I enjoy them? Yeah, okay. I think we're seeing the vision with this now. I think we needed 6 tiers. I think now we're good. You can draft a team next, unless I don't think we can care more about the Rockies. That's more Rockies talk than any MLB show.
Okay, another one I have that will go in B tier that you're going to disagree with is the Marlins.
Why?
The Marlins broadcast booth is really good.
It's
a good combo of it's a good combo of the play-by-play guy is just really good, and they have a good like banter back and forth, and they are really good at incorporating like the Fangraphs type stats without being like getting too in the weeds.
And they're not doing betting 1-0?
It's on the FanDuel Sports Network, so there's definitely betting. I mean, basically every team has gambling stuff except for.
Well, I know.
Well, actually, the Padres don't because it's illegal in California. But which was
just
funny.
The Padres get that credit, not LA or the Giants.
No, I'm never going to give those teams credit for.
A few of them are. One of them's going in hell tier pretty soon.
And then, but it is funny because the Padres used to be on the Bally Sports Network before it went out of business.
Yeah, I keep forgetting if Bally's the old or new one. The Bally's the one that left.
That's the one that went out of business, and then FanDuel
and had like over.
FanDuel took over some of the teams, and then the rest of the teams just got bought out by the MLB. So yeah,
do we put the Marlins ahead, or I mean, because I can't decide Colorado or the Marlins.
They're behind the Rockies because like the home games are really weird because like that stadium is like the most like Dubai style stadium in all of America, and they should be eternally punished for removing the home run statue, which was one of the only good decisions they've made in the last 10 years. and like the
Uh,
team is dreadful. Like the
oh
best the
God,
best hitter that they've developed, like as in like drafting or signing in the international market.
Jazz.
No, they traded for Jazz. That was the Zach
Oh,
Gallen
okay.
Jazz trade. Um, I looked this up earlier today. The best hitter they've developed since 2020, like who leads the team in WAR that they drafted, is Brian Anderson, who had like 5 WAR.
Oh no.
I could only find three players since 2020 that have three batters that have played for them that were drafted or signed internationally that have had more than 0 WAR.
Yeah, I
Three
was going to
three
push
players.
back more on the Marlins, but I remembered this is like 2 years ago when I had Sandy Alcantara. I have him again, and I'm watching again. But I would watch pretty much every one of his starts, and I enjoyed it. It
Yeah,
was, I think the tier the Marlins were on were I would watch their pitchers, but then just turn on another game when their
once the game
batters
got
were
pulled.
up,
Yep.
which is why they're stuck in the B tier because
Yeah.
the really interesting broadcasts I'll buy into the game and actually like be considering full screening it. But yeah, I mean, they're also dragged down by uniforms and aesthetics are
Yeah.
crap.
I will also say something to monitor is I think that their new manager, I forget his name, but he was like the Dodgers first base coach. So you would assume that he's like intelligent. He has made some of the most baffling managerial decisions I've ever seen in the first 2 weeks of the season. I think it's possible he's the worst. He might go down as the worst manager in MLB history. He's doing
That'd be
crazy
cool.
shit. Like against the Mets the other day, it was second and third, 1 out. So they intentionally walked Soto to get to Alonso, and instead of playing for the double play, they brought the infield in.
I love
And
that for them.
Gary Cohen went on like a 2.5 minute rant because he was just absolutely beside himself at how stupid it was. Um, so there's something to monitor there. It's probably going to be completely invisible to most everyone, but we need to keep track of the Marlins because their manager is doing some really experimental stuff.
I have my next pick ready for our disagreement.
Okay.
I have the Dodgers A tier.
Okay.
I
I
think
mean,
they're still, hold on. I think they're still good. They definitely were. I think they were S tier with Scully. I'm a
yeah.
Scully guy. I'm a Scully guy.
Yeah,
Whoever
he's
the
the best to ever
nerd
do it.
is, what's the name of the nerd?
Joe Davis,
Joe
backpack
Davis
kid.
is okay.
He was for sure a roller backpack kid.
Yeah,
He is in the impossible position of following up Vince Scully. But then
he's done okay.
he's like not like his Freddie Freeman Grand Slam call. He literally did the exact same call that Vince Scully did for Kirk
That
Gibson's
I
walk-off
know. I
homer.
I did
So
find
like
that really.
it's you like
Yeah,
I just
I didn't love
I
that.
can't get past that. And also he only calls like half their games because he's always doing like national broadcasts for Fox or he's like calling NFL games. So like he's barely even the Dodgers guy. I really hate Oral Hershiser. I was
If
texting
I
with my roommate
if
about
I
this
had
today.
to go ahead,
But I also don't watch the Dodgers broadcast ever because I'm blacked out
because
of
you
them.
hate them. Oh, and
And I,
that.
I, I just physically can't watch their MLB TV. So yeah, I had them in that Phillies tier where it's like a good baseball team that I just don't
I'm gonna
watch.
put them above that. I think. I mean, if I had to describe the Dodgers, it's like the broadcasts. It's the new trend of circle logos, like MLS logos, where they're all circles and they're all kind of the same. That's kind of how I feel about where the LA broadcast has gone from being
Uh-huh.
like really unique to now like a canned version of something that was really
Yeah.
unique. So I'm struggling where I don't love them in A, but I think they're better than C,
Yeah, they
and
could
they
be at the
don't
top of
fit at
B.
all in B, but they
Yeah.
could. I think we can negotiate it to the top of B right now,
Yeah.
and I would live
And then maybe
because
they
I'm
could be
not.
last place in A or something.
Yeah, I'm not in love with it anymore. The team is obviously great to watch, but
Yeah.
also
And
maybe
it is a
getting a
good
little
stadium.
boring now.
It like visually looks good because like the stadium is cool. Their uniforms are iconic. They have a good score bug, I will say. The Sportsnet
Yep,
LA score bug is good.
it's
Um,
daytime when they play. I mean, I know this is true
yeah.
for a lot of teams, but it looks bright. I used to watch. I say this a lot, but I used to watch a lot of Dodgers games when Kershaw pitched, and like
Yeah.
my life was miserable, or my life was fine, honestly. But I had a lot of time to stay up until 1 a.m. and watch Kershaw.
Yeah.
So honestly, my life was great. But um, yeah, they've gone way downhill. But I think they're still above. Like, I don't care about the Phillies. I would definitely be keeping the Dodgers on. I'm probably gonna put them bottom of A for now. I'm gonna use my kind of
Yeah,
veto here,
that's fair.
just because they stick up way above the Rockies and Marlins for me.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You're next.
Um, I'm gonna put Brewers in the A tier.
There we go. That's also one I had. You can
Um,
you can talk
the
on it.
one
I
big
have them ahead
downside.
of LA.
Yeah, I do too. The one big downside to them is they're on the FanDuel Sports Network, so they have the bad score bug. Um, but their play-by-play guy
They're
is really
fun.
good. I didn't realize he was their play-by-play guy for the longest time but he does like a lot of the playoff games for TBS, I think. I don't know his name, but he's really good. And then there's just like the Bob Uecker effect, where it's kind of the opposite of the Vin Scully effect, where um, everyone who is a Brewers broadcaster that's worked with Euchre got so much better from working with him. Um, and so they just have a really solid team. Their radio team is really good as well. Um, and then it's a good ballpark. They have good jerseys that could be a little bit better. Um,
Yeah, I like their City Connects are almost good too.
yeah.
They're
Um,
very much based on my fantasy team
and
logos.
then they're just like a usually good baseball team. They are struggling-ish this year. They got off to a really bad start against the Yankees, but
Yeah,
they're generally pretty good. They've basically solved relievers. It's gone really poorly for them this year because most of their team is hurt, but they're always coming up with exciting new little guys.
and then
Like
traded them for bullshit.
yeah, like Trevor McGill is going to be a lockdown closer for the next 2.5 years until he gets deep into arbitration. Then they trade him.
Yep. And then they'll get a new guy. I mean, yeah, they've got that. Just fun to watch. I feel like I always have a fun little time with the Brewers, so I had them there too. Uh, I don't know if I'm gonna. I think you'll agree, but I'll feel bad if you don't because maybe I'm wrong. I just never watch a San Francisco Giants broadcast. So,
Okay, so to their credit, their broadcast booth is actually incredible.
okay,
For the
because I
for
have literally, I don't know the last time I've watched
Yeah, Kruko and
their feed.
Kuiper have been in the TV booth together, I think like my entire life. So they just have like an incredible chemistry, and they're really good. Like it is, you got to hand it to them. They're really good. It seems like Mike.
Devastated to learn this.
Yeah, I've put on their games a couple times recently this season, only on mute, and it seems like Kruko is recording from his house. Um, or at least he wasn't traveling with the team on road games. So I'm sure that's like made the dynamic a little weirder, but I can't really speak to it because I've only watched the games on mute. And I don't even know if that's true. It's just when they cut to the booth, you can tell they're clearly not sitting next to each other. Um, I think I think they've both had health. They're both pretty old at this point. So
Are they gonna
watch
have
them
to
while
go
you still
next to
can.
LA?
What?
Are they gonna have to go next to LA if we're
Um,
I mean, it's
yeah,
kind this might be the opposite of how we might be on opposite sides with LA,
yeah.
where I
I
just never watch them because I genuinely don't like the Giants.
Yeah, no,
I
I
just
mean, I
don't.
hate the Giants are my least favorite team in the league, but they do have a good broadcast booth. I think their broadcast is better than the Dodgers.
Yeah, I think the Dodgers broadcast has gotten really canned, just boring. So I'll give that. Um, in fact,
And
I'm
the
kind
Giants
of
also have a really good radio
kind of
team.
souring on the Dodgers broadcast the more I'm talking about it
Yeah,
and thinking about putting them at the front of B. Um, just because I can't remember the last time I've had fun watching a Dodgers game on the broadcast feed.
yeah.
I mean, my memory is gone, but yeah, I can't remember really anything in the last 4 years that was fun. Okay, you go.
Okay.
I think this looks good. There are definitely some bad teams we haven't gotten to yet.
Yeah. Okay. The worst broadcast in all of Major League Baseball is the Pirates. They're at the
You know,
bottom
I'm
of
not
A
arguing
tier.
with this.
Yeah. Their play-by-play guy is uh I don't think anyone in the country is as bad at their job as he is, actually. Um, I got really mad
Donald
when I
Trump
watched,
innocent.
yeah, when I watched Skeen's debut, I I was getting so mad. I almost joined you and Seth in becoming a Skeens hater strictly on how
Should
bad the
have.
broadcast was. Um, it was really crazy. They mentioned the Steven Strasburg debut at like every sentence, and it wasn't like that. Like the Strasburg debut is like we're never gonna see that again. That was you can't match it. Uh, and he has all these horrible catchphrases that are really bad. Like it
I'm
sucks.
thinking
I
about
will
the
say
Penguins
their
announcer
scoreboard got
too.
better this year, but everything else is bad.
The Penguins announcer is kind of a legend. And I think, yeah, I haven't watched a Pirates feed or I haven't paid attention to one in forever.
Yeah, it
I've
when I
never, nothing hits my memory bank with it. But the Pittsburgh Penguins guy is like, had all these wacky catchphrases, but he was actually cool. But yeah, I think maybe Pittsburgh is suffering from that.
yeah,
Also,
and
their
their team
fans
is
are like bad people.
the team is just depressing as hell. Like they've got it, they can't develop a hitter. It
No.
their lineup is really rough to look at. They
What would they
they
get in
seem
a
to
Paul
have,
Skeens trade package?
I don't know. They seem to have solved pitching development though, because like Skeens and Jared Jones, and they've got like some other guys coming
New
up
guy
mid range.
coming up too is going to be really good. I
Yeah, they've
can't.
got like three guys in the
Joby
minors
maybe.
that
I don't know.
look really good. Well, Jackson Jobe is on the Tigers, but
No, okay, yeah. There's someone I have on the radar who I haven't watched at all, but I know he's coming up. He's going to be very good from all
yeah, they're
reports.
they're awful.
I don't enjoy anything about the Atlanta Braves. Is there anything wrong with saying that? Is like they're secretly good broadcast in there. I feel like every time I go in, sometimes there are these real deep dive half innings on the Braves broadcast that I see a lot, which I love when they bring guys on for a half inning. Feel like
Uh-huh.
I've seen Alex Greek A name, whatever, come on
Oh,
for a half
Anthopoulos.
inning. Yeah, Anthopoulos or whatever. Come on a lot for half innings on Braves broadcasts, which is bring them out of hell tier. By my instinct is to put them in C tier for the
Yeah,
Braves.
I had them in that group of like good teams where I don't like the broadcast.
They
I'd have them behind the Phillies because right now I'm watching the Phillies broadcast in
I'd
the
have them
Phillies
behind the
ratings.
Phillies for racism. Yeah,
Yeah,
just of the team. The
yeah,
broadcast has, again, like if I'm watching a broadcast, my ideal is we have one weird half inning segment, one weird half inning where we're not talking about the game at all. The functional play by play, stats, but not too much, history, but not too much. I do feel like the Braves broadcast does a little bit of everything, but I cannot say it enough. Braves fans are so unlikable. And
yeah,
every time you cut to the audience, I'm like, I just
yeah. They're
cannot
always
with
doing the
these.
same chop.
Well, especially
Uh,
ever since they went out of the city to the suburbs.
yeah,
That's really, is it SunTrust now? Um,
yeah. Or
I
Truist Park, but yeah,
even worse.
it's
Um,
some bank. Every stadium basically is named after a bank. It's kind of
Not
nice.
crypto.com marine. I actually was talking about that with kids today. We were looking at bank names of stadiums and I was getting all lefty on it. Um, yeah, no, a lot of things are named after a bank. The Rhode Island Stadium we were looking at just got renamed by a bank. Um, yeah, Braves C. I wouldn't watch them, but I don't actually think they're too bad.
Yeah. I mean,
Uh,
their team is good. They honestly do have a lot of players I like to watch.
oh
Um,
yeah. Oh,
like
they're fun.
Philly Brave games that's the best matchup I think
Yep.
in the
A
league.
Spencer
Because
Strider, Zach Wheeler start.
yeah,
Come on. You can't beat that.
and their playoff matchups have been incredible.
And I do think I generally watch the Phillies one just because I don't like the Braves, and that's the
Yeah,
difference because they're about equal
yeah.
on fun. We have 5 minutes left, but we can keep ranking at least two more.
Okay.
We're almost through.
Did you pick the Braves or was that
I
me?
did. It's on to
Okay.
you.
Um.
I would love if we could get a D tier to go. I
Okay.
would love to do that.
I would say the Reds.
Aha,
Uh.
that's the one I had in the D tier, ready to
Yeah.
go.
So
They mess up a lot, I've noticed.
I there like that's because like a lot of these broadcasts I'll just watch on mute while I listen to music or like while I'm at work.
Same.
Um. The Reds were sort of last year. They were like the Zach Lowe League Pass team is what everyone thought they were going to be like because they
Ellie
have
De La
Ellie.
Cruz.
Like they thought and they had like a lot of young exciting hitters and then they I think they're just kind of bad. I don't think they're gonna figure it out with this round. But Ellie's incredible. Nick Lodolo is one of my very favorite pitchers in the league. But it's a FanDuel Sports Network
Yeah,
broadcast.
so same as all the
The
other
team
10.
is bad, but the team is bad in like exciting ways where like the game is when they're winning by 5, the game is not over because their bullpen just sucks ass.
And you get
So yeah,
Tito
it's gonna be
Francona.
that's true. Uh, and like Ellie just makes up for so much. But it's kind of a tough scene over there.
I honestly wonder if they're not going to be a team I would say we boost up if Francona. I don't think I've watched any Reds games so far this year, but if they're getting
Yeah.
like Terry Francona interviews and stuff, he's worth a tier bump. Honestly, he's just a great interview and a cool hang.
Yeah.
My friend met Alan Embry the other day. Apparently, he's working in flight, which is crazy, but old Red Sox reliever. Um, but yeah, I don't I've watched Reds broadcasts mess things up a lot in
Hmm.
my memory banks. So yeah, they can go there. I have the Nationals kind of high, but I don't know if that's my bias of liking the Nationals.
Okay. I had them probably in like D or maybe even hell. They
Mm,
I
I'm
I
biased here. They are boring.
I can't remember the last time I watched a game of theirs not on mute. They have the MASN scorebug, which is good. They have players I like all the former Padre farmhands like James Wood and CJ Abrams, Mackenzie Gore. But like that's just another team that's bad, and it doesn't really seem like they're gonna figure it out. Like,
No, they're not going to figure it out
yeah,
until, I mean, they could in 3 years
and it's like Brett
have this build
Kavanaugh's
work.
favorite team.
Yeah,
Like,
I know.
I don't know.
I my weird like of the Nats, I might just retreat on this and go D and save my bullets kind of for the
Yeah,
AL where I'm
because
way more
I
passionate.
think it's just sort of like the shadow of Juan Soto
Do we
too.
want to? Oh yeah, I mean, I used to when they had won. I will put them easily ahead of the Reds. How many do we have left for the NL? Because we can speed rank the boring ones.
Um,
I think we have
honestly,
three.
I think the Diamondbacks are pretty high.
I do
Um,
too.
they have a good broadcast team. I think they
Could we
could
put
be
them
like
A? End of A?
back of A. Yeah.
I
Um,
like watching them. The ridiculous pool is fun.
yeah. The
I've
stadium.
been watching their starts. I might put them ahead on B. I'm moving the Dodgers down.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'm moving. This is correct. This
Okay.
is right.
Yeah.
We're
That's
getting this
feeling better.
correct now. This feels better. Sometimes you have to do it like this. We have 1 minute left.
Cardinals in hell.
Easy.
They're better than the Pirates, but they're in hell.
Um,
I have a lot
Easy.
of their players in fantasy, and I still don't watch their games, which is the worst.
Very, very annoying broadcast.
Yeah.
Legitimately bad. I'm missing a team.
No, that's all of them.
I
One,
thought I
two,
was
three,
missing one.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
Who did
9,
we
10,
just speed
11,
rank
12,
then?
13,
No,
14.
everything
Oh,
looks
you
right.
just like didn't put the logo in. Let's see. Who are
Oh.
you missing? You're missing the Cubs.
Oh, we
The
didn't do the
Mets are there.
Cubs.
I didn't
I
see
like
them.
watching the Cubs. I'm
Um,
sorry.
I
I can
that's
go A
another
or
one.
C.
I think C.
Yeah, fuck the
Yeah.
Cubs.
Boog Sciambi is a good play-by-play guy, but it's another situation
I'm
where
moving the Dodgers down.
if I'm watching the Cubs, like I'm not listening to them. But you do end up watching a lot of Cubs because they always have their Friday
Go
home
Cubs
game.
Go is fun.
Yeah, like the Friday game is always during the afternoon, so you can watch it at work. But it's the fucking Cubs, so you
Yeah,
gotta
I don't
can't
have
give
them
them that
in
much
A.
credit.